Entrepreneurial behavior is defined as a combination of behaviors that enable an individual to create and improve upon existing ideas in order to effectively market a product or service in a competitive market. The ability of an entrepreneur to see an opportunity, capitalize on it using underutilized resources, and produce value without regard to resources that are currently owned or controlled can be described as strategic entrepreneurship. An entrepreneur has two types, which is thinking, namely fixed mind and crude mind. For the fixed mind, entrepreneurs believe that their basic qualities are like uncertainty of fixed talent or traits. However, for the growth mind of an entrepreneur believing that their most basic skill can be developed through dedication and hard work as well as talent in the starting point. For this report, we focus on the growth mindset that the entrepreneurs we selected are growth mindset.
Entrepreneurial background: Wan Muhammad Saifuddin bin Wan Muhammad Rashid. He is well known as Mr. Den, who are the founder of Bauden. He was born at Besut, Terengganu and graduated in Shah Alam University in Mechanical Engineering 2050. Mr. Den worked at oil and gas after graduation. Unfortunately, the job did not provide for him because of several factors such as lack of finances. Mr. Den started his business in 2018 with his wife, Miss Hidayu. The factor that led to the creation of the business is Mr. Den because he wants to stabilize his family economy.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Muhammad Azrul Fazrin bin Samsul Amrin. My metric number is H21A2881. Today I want to present for my part is a company background. First, the entrepreneur name is Mr. Wan Muhammad Saifuddin bin Wan Muhammad Rashid. He is founding entrepreneur. Furthermore, in 2021, he began a business with 90,000 ringgit from his friend, and he led a store. In addition, he has 20 employees under him. And in addition, before he rented the store, he tried to selling on the side of the road for starting their business. And the last, he began seeking for a larger facility to make more product. That's it for me. Thank you.
The entrepreneur before starting the venture. Working experience. Mr. Saifuddin began to gain work experience for the first time in 2015 while following a job interview program for the position of engineer in an oil and gas company. But the company interview did not accept him because the statement of the reason why the company had to hire him and the argument given during the interview did not convince the company. After he was unsuccessful in the last interview session, he took a job to manage the Petronas project in Malacca, and it was the last project he managed because at one time there was an extreme drop in oil price that caused the oil market to be unstable and unable to pay workers' salaries. Mr. Saifuddin also worked as financial consultant in 2018 for more than a year. Role model. After many trial and tribulations by Mr. Saifuddin to build his career, he began to look for teachers to learn about ins and outs about the business. He had met a teacher to get inspiration in starting a business. His teacher suggested him to run a power business as there were not many business in the place. So, in 2018, Mr. Saifuddin's power business known as Bauden started. Apart from seeking knowledge from his teacher, Mr. Saifuddin also read many scholarly books such as a book that has been translated from English entitled Let This Do Your Work, and he sought inspiration through the book. Entrepreneurial activities. Mr. Saifuddin ran his business as a background in terms of experience, efficiency in business, and motivating the public. Entrepreneurship as a youth has been proven by Mr. Saifuddin with the development of his business, which is give others to venture into the field of business startup. Intention of being an entrepreneur. After not succeeding in the field of engineer, financial and consultant and land sale, Mr. Saifuddin decided to try his luck in business.
The entrepreneur at the time started the venture. The first one is primary motivation to start up. Mr. Wan Muhammad Saifuddin has a lot of business expenses tend to his role throughout the startup era of his company. The main driving force for starting a power business is the teacher recommendation to start this company. This is because according to his teacher, the power company might grow swiftly if they were run properly and had the capacity to reach distant market. The success of other survey has fire for his determination to push and release his dream. And he also has 3 million soul.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nohafiza binti Cik Abdul Ghani. My matric number is H21A2419. His goal at the time he started the venture. Mr. Wan Muhammad Saifuddin has a big goal in his business to put his Powdin HQ business in the mind of customer. The goal of the Powdin business is to be able to help young people who want to earn a living by hiring them as employees, regardless of whether they have a degree or not. Powdin want to make sure that everyone in Malaysia has access to the POW, appreciation and self-side space, in keeping with the motto semewah inti sebuah rasa of Powdin. Resources that available before startup. Mr. Wan Muhammad Saifuddin originally only started by selling at Farm Market, Rasad Style and Ramadan Bazaar. The first stage of the business profit are used as seed money to start the second stage. Networking. The main objective of a business network is to spread knowledge about your company to others in the hope they will become customer. Powdin HQ has access a broad range of available network to internet with customers, as is a great way to communicate with them. The list the internet and service like Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram application, TikTok and many others.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nur Zahira Aina binti Muhammad Fauzi and my matrix number is H21A3051. So today I'm going to present about my part. First, the seriousness of control in the early stage of business. Mr. Wan Muhammad Saifuddin serious in business and had thought of restructuring and strategies to develop the business. He formulated a strategy in terms of market service, price and new product offerings. And then Mr. Wan Muhammad Saifuddin made the strategy by changing and processing the POW to be better in terms of texture, taste and new packaging. Next is risk orientation at early startup. First of all, the risk faced by Mr. Wan Muhammad Saifuddin is to get a recipe that suits the customer's taste. As we know, POW is a business that needs research in terms of texture, quality, taste, quantity and appearance. So it is a challenge for Mr. Wan Muhammad Saifuddin to find a recipe that meets the taste of current customers. At first, Mr. Wan Muhammad Saifuddin had difficulty getting the recipe because no one wanted to share the recipe with him. In the end, he himself finds and processes the recipe according to the customer's taste. Not only that, Mr. Wan Muhammad Saifuddin also experienced a downfall when he was just about to start a business. Next is business planning. Mr. Wan Muhammad Saifuddin business plan in terms of strategic planning to implement at least once every 5 years must have a new product. For example, initially Powdin's business only produced 5 types of POW flavor when he started the business. Now, Powdin's business can produce more than 10 types of POW flavors that are able to attract customers. In addition, Mr. Wan Muhammad Saifuddin has planned to make improvements to the machines and equipment used to produce POW. At this point, he's still planning to buy advanced technology machines to further facilitate the process of making POW itself. And lastly is preparation to start up. In the beginning, Mr. Wan Muhammad Saifuddin started his business with his mentors and friends. But at the last minute, Mr. Wan Muhammad Saifuddin chose to manage this business using the knowledge he had. Being prepared in terms of experience is very exciting to start a business, but in terms of challenge that Mr. Wan Muhammad Saifuddin does not yet know, So the challenge that he went through are very challenging. However, Mr. Wan Muhammad Saifuddin ready to starting his business in terms of physical, mental, financial, time and strategy arranged by him. From the beginning, Mr. Wan Muhammad Saifuddin has his own initiative. Initiative means the opportunity to take action before the other people do. The entrepreneur must be able to take actions that go beyond their job requirements and to act faster. The entrepreneur is always ahead of others and able to become a leader in the field of business.